With the biggest tournaments we've ever seen, viewership numbers growing by the minute, and the whole franchising thing to get used to, Valorant has had one hell of a year, and we've had our fair share of iconic moments this season. It all started in Brazil for lock-in. Every team in Valorant franchising packed into a crazy single elim format. It was bound to create some iconic moments, but we maybe didn't expect one in the very first match. NRG were the favourites against Koi, but after Trex had an insane first half performance, the NA squad found themselves down 2-9 on their own map pick. They needed this round to stay in the game.
Some though yet to be cleared fully from this. Rez comes in, do they get a partner? Huge from Som, holding it down!
NRG went on to make the comeback and win the series, taking them into their next match against Giants, where Som again stepped up at a crucial time with this insane play.
Som with a reposition for Tino, he's got the showstopper, he's dealt with, shut down! Som, an absolute menace!
It was plays like these that made everyone believe that Som could follow in Marv's footsteps as an elite controller player for NRG, and even though their year wasn't the best, he kept up making highlight plays like these on the smokes roll. And later in the alpha bracket came a classic moment outside of the server, from the short-lived super team of Cloud9. After a dominant win versus PaperX in their opening game, and some supposed drama behind the scenes between the two teams, Vanity did this after the final round.
Done! It is over! C9 have destroyed PaperX!
He was clearly happy to send them home, but he probably didn't think about other teams watching that moment, especially not their next opponents. DRX are good friends with the PaperX guys, and so weren't going to let Cloud9 get away with the disrespect that easily, and after a 13-2 win in the final map of their match, Stax knew exactly what to do.
Standing there, Ye knows it. The final couple of seconds, the Cloud9 Colossus has crumbled as DRX demolished them.
That wasn't the only pop-off at lock-in that Valorant fans loved though. In the close match between Leviathan and Vitality, King was playing like a god. He'd already pulled off some insane clutches to bring Haven to overtime, so when he was in a 1v2 to win the game, he deserved his moment.
King now worried, but he wants to get proactive! Gets
He's got a rolling thunder!
It's a 1v1 and he does have his ult!
The ult is in! If he taps the spike, let's see if he can dodge it, he just takes the fight and King wins it out! The IGL drags them across the finish line once more!
The Brazilian crowd loved seeing their fellow South Americans take the win, but the craziest moment of the event for them was probably in the game between NRG and Loud. Fracture was the third map in the series, with FNS and Sadak going back and forth on excellent calls. Eventually NRG found themselves at match point 12-11, with one more round taking them into the top 4 and knocking out the home favourites.
In a 2v3, they've got to put everything into this or it's done for. Kawazine, he's trying so hard for his side, and the 1v1, FNS,
Oh my
God! Kawazine, keeping hope alive for Loud!
What a round! What a round from Kawazine!
A lifeline for Loud, which kept them in the series and led to an 18-16 win in the Brazilians' favour. The crowd were loving it. But that brings us to maybe the single most iconic moment in Valorant, full stop. Not much more needs to be said about the lock-in final at this point, but it's a good time to appreciate just how insane this match actually was. Having the mental resilience to bring a match back when you've just lost the previous two maps and are down 11-3, not to mention the thousands of fans in the arena rooting against you, and the fact you've been playing for almost 5 hours, is seriously incredible. Obviously the most iconic single moment from the game is Alfie's legendary 1v2, but the whole of Icebox was unbelievable. You wonder if we'll ever get a match that good in Valorant again. I sure hope so.
Jet Force, it's all down to Alfie. Noise everywhere, the double swing! Spray down! And Loud have one shot, one chance at stopping the magic like that. Look what it means to these guys!
It was just a really good series. Yeah, love Valorant, mate.
And once everyone had returned from Sao Paulo, we got started with the international leagues. There were a few teams we'd only see play 1 or 2 games at this point, one of those being Karmine Corps, and many were intrigued to see how they'd fare in Europe. But there's one clip that sums their entire season up perfectly, and it's not a good one.
Time?
They need to get a move on still.
Time?
Okay.
Time?
The shot, but I was getting dangerously close to running out of
He's not
time.
got it. He's not got it.
What?
There's no time on the defuse, Lauren.
You fucking melons!
That clip, along with Nevera forgetting to buy because he was taking off his headphones in this 13-2 loss against Liquid, are iconic moments in Valorant in their own special way, and we have Sideshow to thank for that. Another disappointing team in 2023 was Sentinels, but they did at least have some pop-off moments. Even though Pancada was playing a completely different role and isn't even on the team anymore, he showed some insane skill with the Sheriff to almost take Sen into the playoffs.
Shorty!
Remaining.
Oh my god!
To end it!
Can he do it like this? First misses, the second does not! A Red Bull clutches Sentinel stay alive!
And in the very next week, we witnessed a turning point in the year for VCT. 100 Thieves versus MIBR, the final match of the Americas League regular season. If 100 Thieves won this game, they would qualify to the playoffs and eliminate EG. If a mediocre at best MIBR team managed to somehow upset them, EG would go through instead. Not to mention that MIBR were playing without their star duelist and with an assistant coach in instead. So with almost no hope for the Brazilian squad, of course, they pulled it out of the bag. Not only did they win though, it was the assistant coach with this ridiculous final play that secured EG's spot in the playoffs and their entire year from there.
Everything on the line for it. Chosen! You gotta stick it, Chosen spraying! Spray tonight! No way! Off of it all! He's the hero in this scenario! And 100 Thieves have been denied!
But over in the Pacific League, the big story was Paper Rex's redemption, led by the rookie dominating Japanese challengers, Something. Many weren't sure if he would live up to the hype, but he made sure to prove he was more than fine at the top level, pulling this out in his first map for Paper Rex.
Something lurking up above here, knives drawn, just
no
on the other
way.
side of his intro, it connects, a knife reset is in, he's on the hunt.
They were prepared for that too, and he still gets out alive.
Oh my god, no, don't worry, he's already dead.
Nobody gets the kill off of the blind. What is going on?
I can't follow this. I can't follow this.
He would go on to be the VCT Pacific MVP and continue to pull out crazy plays like this throughout the year. But with the international leagues over, it was time to head to Tokyo. Undoubtedly the biggest breakout team to come out of Japan were Edward Gaming. Chinese Valorant hadn't won a single match on the international stage yet. That cold streak seemed doomed to continue after a close loss to T1 in EDG's opening game and a lower bracket game against Na'Vi on the cards. But they were not going out empty-handed again.
Collide, Snakebite at his feet, trying to get the res off. There it is! Adjustments necessary. Detainment. Is it there? It is. Hands up. Kang seeks to claim the kill. There's a rifle. Here's the flash. Why not? Take a fight. Sugetsu says, I dare you. Second guesses it with the off. This man is playing gun game. It's a double clear onto the flank through short. Na'Vi, they're still sticking around, and they are paying for it. Edward Gaming. They converge, they collapse, they strike them down, and China get their win!
And with that boundless confidence, they destroyed T1 in the rematch, with Kang providing one of the most iconic moments of the year.
Humble there, Spiky to make the most of that as well, gets the trade. Oh, Kang as well, connects onto Zeta, leaving Munchkin in a rough situation.
I think make the right decision here. They continue pushing.
This guy's a superstar in the making, isn't he? 22-11. He's putting on a show.
They went on to take 5th in Japan, capturing eyes and hearts across the world. EDG weren't the only team on an incredible run in Tokyo though. EG were also on an absolute heater with an unbeatable fracture. Liquid learned their lesson after getting 13-2'd on it, and would have to bounce back on Haven to make anything of this series.
It's a bit scrappy. It's contained well by Team Liquid. Com also gone for another attempt to win! No way in hell! How was he getting away with that?
EG just seemed to have some kind of magic in this tournament. They even took a map off Fnatic in the upper final, which also produced arguably the coldest line in VCT this season. 12-10 to Fnatic on the final map. EG need this round to stay in the series.
Alpha and Chronicle to try and get Fnatic across the line.
Oh my god!
He's trying to save them, but it's Alpha up against Demon now. Oh my good god! This guy is out of this world. El Diablo's dead, there's new King of Hell. Demon won when EG needed him, stepped up.
Gotta shout out Pansy for that great commentary. But the single round that definitely got replayed the most from Master Tokyo was in the match between Paper Rex and NRG. All I really need to say is CGRS, Som, and a shorty.
Instrumental. He's tucked away into the corner, crashes at the same time though. Look at the backstab. The swing in. He's playing it out patiently. There's one. There's two. Ching in the meantime finds one on the opposite side, but Som comes up with eliminations. The spike grabbed. Mind Freak, can he exit fast enough? The answer is going to be no. CGRS. The stand-in. He knows he needs to rush this down. He needs to play for the kill. There's not enough time to go for the plan. He's swinging around the corner, and he manages to get it done! Some with a shorty doesn't find him! Paper Rex! They take it to 14!
You gotta be kidding me! The sub for Paper Rex at the last second again!
CGRS subbing in was an amazing story in itself, and this round capped it off in the perfect way. Fnatic went on to win Tokyo in pretty dominant fashion, leaving us with only champions left. But wait, we can't forget about LCQ. There's one team that dominates any discussion about iconic moments in this year's LCQs: Crew. They went 0-9 in the regular season, not getting a single win. In the LCQ, they would start at the bottom of the pile, having to beat every team to get that last ticket to champs. Safe to say, not many believed in them to do it.
And why is it not a good narrative to overcome 10 straight losses?
Because even if they overcome it, they're just going out the tournament anyway, so they're not accomplishing anything by winning. Yeah, what, you get your pity win over MIBR and then you go
What if they go
anyway.
on a run?
We go on a run?
That was going to be...
The 0-9 team is gonna go on a run.
They've had a
And yet, with every single match, they got better. One team after another was knocked down, even the likes of Leviathan and Cloud9, until eventually, Crew made it to the grand final. A rematch against Leviathan to secure their absolute miracle run.
Finds one, tree fight taken, Melter, not enough damage to really bring them down, but everybody falling is left up to King, but he will go down. Crew pulling off the miracle.
One of the greatest turnarounds of a team in esports history had been completed, leaving the community absolutely stunned. But there was just one more tournament before LA, that being Ascension, the best tier 2 teams from across the world, competing for a single promotion spot into VCT. But it was Pacific where the truly iconic Ascension moment happened, in the grand final between Bleed and Scars. Scary had notably declined offers for franchising to win Ascension with Bleed, and his gamble had paid off, only 3 maps away from his goal. Bleed pulled away on the first map of Haven, and reached match point at 12-9. Scary found himself in a 1v4 to close it out, but with the spike down and so little time on the clock, it was just unwinnable.
It seems just so impossible, so improbable.
If he gets these two around this corner, though,
he might still want to try to go for it. The push out, time on a crystal, plays it patiently, he swings back in, but 12 seconds, and they can just scatter to the wind, the fault line will connect, he's got the spike, he's gonna TP across the map! Can he get it in time? It's gonna be so damn close, but I believe he has it! It's Scary! He might just be able to bring this back from the brink. I believe he wanted the TP up into heaven, couldn't make it happen, sends down the smoke. And my God, what a position to be in. Unthinkable!
certainly not Achilleos. Certainly not. Ooh, counter TP here from Tornico.
Oh, but cancels it. He's gonna check one, gets the headshot, he gets the ace! Scary, the hometown hero! Drags it across the line in an impossible round!
What a moment, and in front of his home crowd too. Bleed were not going to be stopped after that, and took the Grand Finals 3-0 and their slot in the Pacific League for next season. And so finally, we reached Champions, the culmination of the VCT season and the tournament to crown the best team in the world. The group stage was great, and the two most iconic moments came through two Chinese teams, Edward and Billy Gaming. BLG was seen as one of the lowest ranked teams in LA. In a group with NRG and Fnatic, nobody really expected them to do anything. Artists didn't even know their players' names.
Where's the duelist?
He's a super strong duelist, and
what is his name?
He's a strong duelist.
But that might have been exactly how they did the impossible. Not once, but twice.
Artist trying to clear on through. Does he spot them out first? Yes! Great find. Now just Bianc. Drop of the pit. Bianc still going to deliver. Oh my God! What a moment! Bianc rips him apart. Oh, my heart is breaking. He's going to get them all.
Still here, amigo.
YZ is monstrous. Are you okay? It's all that's left is Artist, and the unthinkable might just happen here. The true upset of the day, the upset of the event so far. Billy, besting NRG.
Zeta, we ain't losing to Billy again. Trust me right now, we'll be in playoffs, and we're guaranteed, I promise you that.
And Tom, the records dictate, they're pretty good at it. The second time they face the team that have beaten them before, they're well prepared.
She's trying to play through first, gets to the site, he's got the one, and Fnatic with another, but Yosemite has been monstrous! FNS and Victor don't care though, they're holding him back, K9, oh Almighty, not again! It happens again and again, and now Crashies tries to keep cool, tries to wait, but he's been found! Hunted down! Billy breaking NRG's hearts! Victor and Crashies, oh it's only Victor! The truly unthinkable might just be happening, and it has! It's been 614 days since NRG crashed out in a group stage, and we got to witness it here against Billy 13-5.
That is the biggest upset in Valorant history to this day. I honestly still don't know how it happened. EDG also made it out of their group after stomping Giants in a rematch, a game which produced this insane moment in the final round of Map 1.
It's not quite lining up, and it looks like the side of EDG might have to do it in the next, because they're not really in a position here.
He's still going for it. He believes in himself, and I can see why. Already managing to clear out Cloud. Smoggy up top is going to put it into a 1v2. And this is the man you'd want in that scenario, but both players up above. A flash ready. Dodges it! What? Truly unbelievable!
The playoff bracket was incredible in LA too, and you can watch my latest video to see a proper recap of it all, but there are 3 moments that really stand out as iconic, and they're all from the winning team. The first is Demon 1's ace against DRX, a clip where the final kill is just ridiculous.
Let's see if they can kind of suss this out.
The nade in the tower, showstopper drawn out, but they do not suspect it whatsoever. Puzzle find Boostio, but the shutdown is there. Demon 1 with 2, drops the smoke. The spike now stranded in arcade. Smoke again coming down, but he spots the raise before the bloom, swings on the corner, and he's on for the ace. Zest lingering above, he spotted it, he's got it. 6-1 off the back of the ace. Demon 1 shuts it down.
Not to mention this Con 1v1 in that very same game. The nerves on him are incredible.
5 damage or so. They interrupts the plant for the time being.
30 seconds left.
Boombot now chasing forward. They know that it's just a 1-1 split, and this Rolling Thunder could be monstrous. Pushes them all back. Buzz, no way! He just draws out the knife, and he shuts him down. 5 health to get Evil Geniuses up to 10.
But if we're talking Calm, one specific clutch springs to mind in the upper final against Paper X.
Winnable position if Calm can try to clutch it out. The recon dart available. They spot him. They know he's on the cross. Rotates over, but the spike is stranded, and there's just nothing more that he could do. The plant was never able to come in. They are not expecting this. Calm, can he do it once again? Something, it's going to be the freebie, but he's going to play this out patiently. He wants to spot them both. Can he make the transition? Yes, he can! Calm!
That still gives me goosebumps every time. EG went on to win the Champions Trophy in the rematch against Paper X, and one of the best moments in the 2023 season unfortunately wasn't caught directly on the broadcast. At the end of the final round, Demon 1 got up and stood on his desk, producing some great photos of the moment. So iconic that most people didn't see it when it happened, but it still talks about months later. We're not done just yet though. The final major tournament of 2023 was the Game Changers Championship in Sao Paulo, ending the year where it started. It was actually the first day of games that gave us the best moment of this tournament. Team SMG absolutely destroying EG with 4 duelists and a Cypher. Thinking it was a tech rehearsal before the match, the team just looked to troll comp, but when they realised that wasn't the case, they just went with the flow. Except everyone watching had no idea that happened. We just thought SMG were crazy.
Oh no!
And that's why they were playing so far back, but now SMG pushing forward.
No!
To take the third fight, get another kill with the Ghosts. We're already, by the way,
what the f was that?
Through to the next run it back in the first round of the half.
What the f?
Of SMG.
Unfortunately, SMG couldn't make it all the way, but instead it was Shopify who took home the title. Mel finally won a world championship, and that was great to see. And Fluorescent had so many pop-off rounds, you can't include all of them in a single video. Looking back, the 2023 VCT season gave us so many great moments to appreciate. It was a pretty good year for the first one of franchising, I'd say. Let's make this next one even better. But before I end the video, I do want to mention the tragic passings of Twiston, Davies and Lue, all of which occurred this year in the Valorant community. None of them will be easily forgotten, and as long as Valorant lives, they do too. And with that, I've been Commend. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching.